Hi, my name is Herku, and if you don't know me, my specialization is solving problems. So this is what I like to do today as well, solving problems. So it could be a series of some episodes with the title, Can I Solve Your Problem? What I do in solving problem is I follow a structured approach to avoid just trial and error, or to avoid losing too much time finding solutions. And actually I like structures. I like step one after the other, so that I can really know where I am in the process and see what's coming next. And that's why I created the structure, which is based on the D-make of Lean Six Sigma. Lean Six Sigma is my background, and I've created this three-pillar model. Three pillars or three stages where I do some preparation work. That means that there are three steps within the preparation stage: finding the project, selecting the team that can solve the project, can work on the project, and planning, scheduling the execution of the project. That's preparation phase or stage. The second stage is the diagnose stage, where we define and measure the problem and we analyze the reason why we have this situation. And then in the third stage, in the execution stage, we make improvements on the process. So we change things, we monitor the results, and the achievements we try to roll out. So if you have some wins, some results, positive results on a certain part of the process, we try to enlarge and leverage on the gains. So we roll it out. This is the so-called process excellence system that I created. Again, I learned these steps, but I put it together in this order. And if you want to learn more about this, you go to herkuxl.com, so you can learn more details on this. At this point, I would like to use this model to solve a problem. What is the problem? It always starts with prioritizing the problem, selecting and planning. I'll do the first stage very quickly because it's already being completed. If you want to solve a problem, then you have many issues that you have in mind. If you have, in this case, I use an example of a small business, like a solopreneur, one-man show. Prioritizing projects means that you try to collect all ideas for projects. You try to find where do I have the biggest problem, and then in the diagnose and the execution stage we go into the problem and we try to solve it. This is where we step in now. So kind of I skip the preparation stage, or I only do it in the first part, preparation stage, which means I try to sketch a background. Where am I? Let's say I'm a small business owner, and what is my situation? A small business owner has bad financial position. I mean, currently it's not a strange example. The small business has lost sales, maybe due to the COVID-19, maybe other reasons, but is lacking sales. and he has also increased debt. So he has more debt on hand than healthy, partly because he has lost revenue and costs needed to be covered, so he increased the debt. So this is the background situation. To solve this problem, we go into the diagnose phase. So we have a few steps in the diagnose phase. Maybe you remember we further define the problem, try to scope it small as possible, instead of try to solve everything at once, because that's a guarantee for failure. You try to make it small, but you don't know it at the beginning where to focus on. Maybe you have already ideas here, but just hold it for a while. We start with the first step in the diagnose stage, and we call it the define phase, define step. In defining a problem, we use three tools that will help you make your problem clear, understandable, know as much as you can about it. And what we do is we need there a project charter. That's just a document that summarizes your problem statement. So what's the situation? So where are you now? The objective, so where are you going to? What's your goal? And the metric, so how are you going to measure that you achieve your goal? I keep it for later, this part. And I do this always because you can start here, but you don't know enough about the problem. Other tools will help you to learn more about it. The first one I use really is CTS tree, in Lean Six Sigma terms, critical to satisfaction tree. And I made something different from it, but it's almost the same. I call it customer requirements. And the customer means, sometimes I use stakeholders, actually every participant of this process. So who is involved, who is affected by this problem. So if I do that, I look at the situation and their requirements from 3 points of view. And this is where the critical to satisfaction tree is coming from. It's CTQ, so what is critical to the quality requirement. So what are the quality requirements of the participants of this problem? What are the requirements, or when are they happy concerning time? Everything that has to do with time. And the third pillar in this matrix is, so that column is costs or effort, I would call it. So what are they willing to pay for or put up with, or what effort are they willing to put in to solve this situation or to handle this situation. If you look at this small business as an example, of course you have the owner as an important participant of this process, the partner of the owner, that I don't mean business partner, could be, but in this example it's a wife or husband of the owner of the business. And the third important participant of this process is, of course, the customer. This exercise looks simple, but isn't. Everything that I do here is actually, it's meant to do it in a team. So this is where the preparation stage of this three-pillar model starts. So I work on an issue that has to do with the financial position of a business. This is my priority, so I choose this one. I could choose another one, but it's obviously a very important one, so I don't have to worry about that I may choose the wrong project to work on. I would need a team, so the team should be basically someone from the business, the owner. Normally, if I run projects, I try to have a team that is representing all these three participants. So I would like to have the partner here in this situation, and maybe the customer or representative or the sales guy. Sometimes in a bigger company, when you have that represents the wishes, the customer himself. Of course, it would be perfect if a customer could be present in such team, but it's not always feasible. So if you have your team selection step, think about who is part of this whole process, who is affected by, and try to involve those in a project team. And project planning means that you schedule the meeting beforehand, and that is basically weekly meeting or once in 2 weeks for an hour or two to execute all these things that I will talk about today and in the next episodes. It's okay. Anyway, I touched this first stage as well. Okay, but we stepped already into the define phase, and we just discussed that to learn more about the problem so that you can scope it, you start with who are the participants of this problem. Use problem and process a bit, mix them. Process is everything that we do at the end has a result, and the result is not what we want. That's what I call problem, right? So here again, these are the three participants, and in the team meeting we try to come up, get them answer the question, when are you happy concerning the quality of this process? Quality of the process, quality of the situation means that there is a kind of predictability. So how about the predictability? How about consistency? How about that what I get is what I expected to get? Is there a variation in what I get? So all those terminologies are referring to the quality requirements of the customer. Concerning time, we talk about waiting times, we talk about lead times, how long something takes. It talks about anything that had to do with frequency, how often. And the third column is talks about real costs, so monetary, dollars, euros, but mostly about effort. How much am I willing to put energy into it? How much hustle do I have to put in? How much is it easy to use or not? That also has to do with, am I willing to put effort into this whole situation? If you look at the owner, for example, as the first participant of this process, he says, I want predictable sales results. Everything what we have here now is an ideal situation, because I have it many times in project meetings when team starts working on this customer requirement matrix, and they say, yeah, but it's not possible, it's not feasible, and I always say, stop discussing, this is the blueprint, this is actually not a blue, but a pink, or an ideal situation. It's not possible to comply with every requirement of customer, we know it from life, but we want to make sure that everything is mentioned here, that should create a perfect picture. We are looking first at the perfect picture, and after that we try to optimize it. We try to come to an optimum, not like only making this customer happy and making those unhappy. No, we try to have a very good mix and an optimum situation, optimal results that makes all of them a bit more happy. Some maybe more than the other, but not making one very happy and other very unhappy. So that's why we want to have first a perfect picture, and then we go from there. So the perfect picture says, I am the owner and I would like to have predictable sales and predictable results. I would like to be able to grow my business and have the quality to do that. I want to enjoy life more because I'm not enjoying due to my financial situation. And I would like to create a stable financial position for my company and for my family as well. And I would like to be able to increase sales, to have impact on sales, to know what I need to do to increase sales. Concerning time, I want to be able to pay my bills on time. Probably you are like me, nobody likes to be late with payments and get all kind of notices. I want to spend 40 to 50 hours max. Again, an ideal situation. That's what I would like. And the business owner says spend time with kids, of course. If you have kids, nice to have a business, but if you don't have time with your kids, what are you doing it for? Lastly, preferably scalable model. Yeah, so if I want my business run, okay, that I'm not able to scale everything, but it would be nice if I can create a business that is scalable, so I can add more people or more machines or more resources to it, and it can grow without me being the bottleneck in the whole process. So that's, I think every business likes that. Okay, how about cost and effort? I would like to see the results of my hustle, says the business owner. So I'm willing to invest time in it. I'm willing to invest to learn more and learn new skills. Willing to learn new skills, but somehow I would like to see some results of it. And no results, yeah, it's not enough. I would like to see some little steps upward, little increase in sales, little increase in profitability, just to know that, just to get a feedback on it. And I still have some little money available to invest extra or to pay some additional services, but it's very limited. So this is the situation. All right, so this is what the small business owner says, that if these are in place, then he would be very satisfied. How about his partner, his wife or his husband? He or she says, I don't want to worry about money. Fair enough. He or she says, I would like to have my partner, the business owner, be happy about what he's doing or what she's doing. That's all what's important for me. Concerning the time, I would like to have time together with him or her, the business owner, to have time together as a family, and also have time together separately, one-on-one, without kids around, so we can have some quality time together and spend some time together. I would like him or her, the owner, the business owner, my partner, to be present when he's around, so that he's not always in his or her mind busy with his business. I would like them to be present, especially at peak times, you know, at the dinner table, before dinner, or in the evenings when kids around, so that he's really present with his giving attention, not only physically present, but also with his attention or her attention. So this is what is important for me. Concerning effort or costs, I'm willing to support the business. So if it means that I need to put more time in it and do things that I didn't do before in a household, I'm willing to do it to support the business. But I would like to see results as well. So I don't want to put effort in it and see my partner putting more and more time and effort in it and money, especially without any outcome, without any positive outcome, because I just waste of time and money. Actually, I'm fed up with all those investments, and the business should support itself now. So I'm not willing to invest more money into it from a private account or savings account. So this is the clear picture that the partner of the business owners is describing. So when it happens, then he or she is satisfied. The third participant of this process is the customer, of course. And he or she says, okay, I want to have delivered measurable results as we agreed with the business owner. And I want to have positive impact on the culture of my company as well. So this is my main requirements. Do as we agreed, deliver on it in a measurable way that I really see the impact of the service that I have purchased. Concerning time, I would like to have short lead time. So if this is a consulting business, I would like to have short project lead times. I don't want to have year-long projects, but at least short ones. Okay, sometimes if it takes longer, it's acceptable as long as it's still delivering good results, but preferably short. I don't want to burden my people, so if this small business, maybe a consulting business, requires time from my people, I want to have as little as possible impact on their schedule, work schedule, because they are already busy, my people. So it shouldn't take too much time from my people. Concerning cost and effort, I'd like to see financial results, and I would like to see as high ROEs, return on my investment, because I purchase the services of this business, so I would like to see the results, the return on my investment. So this is how we start with the define phase in the diagnose stage with the customer requirement matrix. This is about to have a perfect picture first, and then what we do now is try to see is there any contradiction. So one participant will definitely something else than the other, because we should solve those contradictions, or at least have it in mind that we need solution for that. The only contradiction I can detect here maybe is that the owner might be willing to put more time in it than the partner would like to see. Or, for example, the money. He says, okay, maybe I have 2K to invest for some extra services maybe, but the partner says no. So this is something that they should talk about it for sure. I think they can really discuss that without any problems and come out with a good solution.